What's good, guys? We're back in the studio here. Happy to be back. Beautiful day outside. This week's been beautiful outside, man. Almost every day this week, besides like Monday, was over 50 degrees, which just does wonders for everyone's mental health, especially in the middle of February when we're so deprived of sunlight. This is just amazing. I was just talking to someone at my college about this yesterday, that we all were having such a good week this week, and we think it's because of the weather, and it probably is. But that's besides the point. I'm looking at the bright sky at 5:17, which wasn't the case a few weeks ago. It was dark out by like 4:30. Which is just super depressing, but you gotta make the most of the situation, I guess. But man, the winter months can be tough sometimes. But today I'm gonna be talking about a self-improvement habit that I implemented about a year back, maybe even a little more than a year back, and I've been doing on and off for about that amount of time. And judging by the title of the video, you guys probably already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about cold showers. Now, first let me explain what a cold shower is. It's pretty self-explanatory, but basically, you go into the shower and put the temperature all the way cold, and you just embrace the freezing water. Now, you guys might be thinking, like, how could this possibly help with anything, right? Well, that's what I'm here to explain. So, first off, if you can get in that cold shower and be fine with being in that state and just accepting this freezing cold atmosphere you're in, you can pretty much do anything. Think about it. If you're willing to freeze your body to the point where you're shivering, you're shaking, you're dry heaving, you're gasping for air, these are all things that happen when you're in extreme stress. So if you're willing to put yourself in that situation on a daily basis, think how mentally strong and physically strong you will become just as a result of that one habit. Like, this is life-changing stuff right here. And the best person to explain cold showers is a guy named Wim Hof. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Wim Hof, but he's been advocating for the use of cold showers and ice baths for people for years and years, almost a decade, I believe. Decades. Honestly, I don't even know how long, but since as long as I can remember, Wim Hof has been advocating for putting yourself in extreme temperatures. He even climbs mountains with shorts on in freezing temperatures. He jumps into freezing waters, all sorts of stuff like that. He's a very extreme character. What we can do is just put the shower to cold for a minute or two every day. A minute to 5 minutes, I would say, is a good amount of time. And obviously you work your way out, right? Like for me personally, I was taking them from March of 2021 all the way up until November of 2021. And by November of 2021, by the end of that cycle, I was able to just jump straight in and just stay the full 5 minutes. I would play a song and I would set my stopwatch. And the second that it hit that 5 minute mark, I would jump out of that shower, grab a towel and warm up. But for those 5 minutes I was absolutely freezing. But it didn't take the full 7-month period to start adjusting. I'd say it was about a month before I was able to just go in straight to cold and just stay there for the full 5 minutes, for the full duration of what I was trying to do. But yeah, it definitely takes time because now that I haven't been taking them through December and January, because honestly I kind of slacked off, I'm not even gonna lie. My discipline took a dive in December especially. I was also on vacation, so I guess it's a little bit different. But still, that's not really a good excuse. And I stopped taking cold showers. It was also very, very, very cold out. It was like, 30, 20 degrees daily. So it's definitely harder to take cold showers in the winter, especially when you plan to go outside shortly after taking that cold shower. But now that I'm back on cold showers, it's hard to just go straight in. Sometimes I have to start on warm and then slowly make it colder and colder over the shower and slowly just adapt to it. And this is definitely easier when it's not straight off the bat cold because you have that warmth stored up from the however many minutes you were in the warm shower for, and then when you make it cold, it just doesn't feel as bad, and you also achieve like a similar result, like the gasping for air. I definitely think it's great for breathing because if you can, it's kind of like going to a high altitude mountain, like in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I know that a lot of fighters go to like New Mexico and train there because if they can breathe that air, they can breathe whichever air they're in, like in the octagon for MMA specifically. And this same kind of thing applies to cold showers. If you're able to breathe through a cold shower without hyperventilating, this will do wonders for your breathing patterns. And I'm going to make a whole video about breathing because breathing is honestly one of the least talked about health crises in America, or in the whole world, I'm pretty sure. I know that I literally cannot breathe normally. Like, I just have grown up with the habit of breathing through my mouth way more than necessary, and I've been kind of on and off working to try and fix this, but this is a topic of another video. Back to the cold shower thing. So not only will it improve your willpower, increase your ability and capacity to breathe, you'll also just feel so amazing about yourself because just like working out, you're doing something that's great for your body, great for your mind, and that most people are not willing to do. Most people would rather just put themselves in a comfortable warm shower, wash up, get out of there, and maybe even take like 10 to 20 minutes with the warm shower just to relax. We're not doing that in here, no siree. We're jumping straight in, freezing our asses off and running out of there, because this leads me to my next point. You don't need to spend a large amount of time on the shower every day. This shouldn't be like a 40-minute a day type of thing, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night. It shouldn't be taking that much time. I remember I was always late to school back in the day, in high school, and it wasn't even because I was waking up that late. It was literally because I was enjoying myself and relaxing in the warm shower. That's simply not an option with the cold shower. You look forward to getting out of that shower instead of looking like being hesitant to get out and procrastinating getting out because you're in such a warm, nice, cozy environment that you're about to step out of. You basically flip it on its head. Instead of being in that warm, cozy environment, you're in a freezing environment, and then the air around you feels warm no matter if it's like 50 degrees in your room. It's still gonna feel warm compared to where you just were. So that's definitely a great incentive to take cold showers, that snappy feeling to them. Another one is definitely mental clarity for me, or for anyone, but for me, on the days when I take cold showers, I'm definitely quicker. Like right now, I'm speaking really quickly and I'm like on point because I just jumped in a cold shower like 10 minutes before recording this video. So that's definitely a great indicator that this works. And there is actually scientific backing for this, because you're increasing the blood flow to all your major organs, including your head. Even though you're not, for me, I don't really put my head under the water unless I'm washing my hair. But even if you get your neck area wet, the blood flow starts pumping towards your head and you feel a lot sharper. So that's another great incentive. Another one is that your hair will just naturally become thicker and it will become better quality simply because of the cold water. Cold water is amazing for hair. There's multiple studies done for this. I know a lot of people actually take warm showers but then turn it to lukewarm / cool for their hair, because they've noticed that their hair is so much better after being washed with cold water. So that's another great incentive to take cold showers. There's so many, and there's so many different reasons. And the best thing about it is that you don't have to full on commit to doing it. You can literally just go ahead and jump into a cold shower and just see what happens. If you don't like it, you can always just turn it back to warm. But at least you can say you tried, right? If you try, you're winning in my book, because you're doing something that most people wouldn't even try doing. Just like no fat and a lot of these other self-improvement habits, a lot of people just would rather be complacent than actually force themselves into uncomfortable situations. So that's the main takeaway for the video. Don't refuse to try, I'd say, is the main takeaway here. If you want to do it, do it. Just do it. If you don't want to do it anyway. That's the best way to grow, is to do stuff that you don't want to do. And with that, I'm probably going to end it off here. So yeah, guys, definitely some outdoor videos coming, because tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. Maybe a breathing video, since I mentioned it in this video. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.